Okay, today at Ted Investigates, we're going to be talking about the notorious John Wayne Gacy. He was born March 17th, 1942, in Chicago, in Cook County, Illinois, and died May 10th, 1994, at the young age of 52, at the lethal injection. Now, the burial, according to court records, it says that he was cremated and the ashes were given to a family or friend. However, rumor has it his gravesite is that he's buried next to his mother at a cemetery in Des Plaines, Illinois. Des Plaines, Illinois cemetery has been filled since the early 2000s, but yet there is 8 by 8 foot spot of undisturbed land next to his mother's gravestone, where's the perfect spot to put a body. And rumor has it is Gacy is buried right next to his mother. So we're going to find that out. Now I'd like to read a little bit about the life of John Wayne Gacy. For those that don't know, he was a serial murderer who was convicted and charged with a total of murdering 33 men and boys. 5 of the victims were never identified. The victims ranged in age of 14 to 21. Born the second child, first son of 3 children to John S. Gacy and Manjorn Elaine Gacy, his father was an alcoholic tyrant, and John Jr. was raised to doubt his own masculinity. Originally a shoe salesman, he married Mary Lynn Myers, a co-worker whose parents owned several Kentucky Fried Chickens in Waterloo, Iowa. And he quickly became a restaurant manager for one of them. He had 2 children with Mary Lynn. John Wayne Gacy was charismatic, and for those who knew him, said he was a nice, diplomatic man. He ran at the Democratic National Convention. He has pictures with Ronald Reagan and his wife. He was also a general contractor. He started PDM Contracting, which was a painting and decorating company that then went on to do basement finishing and bathrooms. Very successful, $3 million a year annual business, and only had 3 or 4 employees. Unfortunately, those were all the employees he murdered and buried in his crawl space. In May of 1968, he was arrested for coercing a young male employee into homosexual acts. He pleaded guilty to sodomy and was sentenced to 10 years. But what was super interesting about that is he only served 18 months because he was so persuasive. He was so good at communicating and winning over people that he was released in only 18 short months for good behavior. Can you believe that? After his divorce and release from prison, he returned to Chicago, where he remained a childhood friend. Oop, I think I lost the screen. Just give me a second. On December 11th, 1978, he murdered 15-year-old Robert Peace, and police were able to trace his disappearance to Gacy, who had been seen offering the young boy a construction job. Now, a lot of these young boys he would employ at PDM Contractors, and a lot of them went missing, okay? And a lot of them were found in his crawl space. In fact, all of them, and a few then just buried in his backyard. The police went to Gacy's house to question him on the disappearance of Peace. The police immediately recognized this foul odor coming from the crawl space and obtained a search warrant. Under the house and in the backyard, they discovered 28 bodies. 5 bodies were later recovered from the nearby river. Gacy was convicted of 33 counts of first-degree murder and sentenced to death. After 14 years on death row and countless appeals, he was put to death by the lethal injection on May 10th, 1994, at the Stateville prisons in Illinois. His last words were, "Kiss my fucking ass." His last meal was country fried steak, a biscuit and mashed potatoes, and some side of cranberries. Now, I wanted to kind of just review the story for those that don't know it. And what we're going to do tomorrow is we're going to go to the grave of John Wayne Gacy, and we're going to feel around, and we're going to take a nail and sledgehammer and dig down and see if we can hit concrete to tell that the grave is there. And then we're going to get a video camera to be able to look down and actually see the gravesite and once and for all find if John Wayne Gacy is really buried there or if he's ashes. But again, thanks for watching. This was a really quick premiere. I'm hoping to really grow this content in this community as much as possible and one day be able to go live and have live documentaries. But again, thanks for watching. And remember, be safe out there.